Yo, ladies, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario. Now, real quick, I want to warn you that this might be a tough video to watch because what I'm going to say, you're not going to like it. But if you actually watch all the way through, what I'm going to tell you in this video will change your dating life forever. You understand? So I'm going to be showing you a video of this lady. She's talking about, how people are talking about, the 3-date rule, and then you have sex, waiting to have sex. And if you wait, the guy's going to take you seriously and all these different things. Now, what I want you to understand is that what she's going to say in this video is going to be surface level things, meaning there's a deeper issue going on. And a lot of you ladies can relate to this. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to start it, stop it, and we're going to discuss this. Let's go. Here we go.
Okay, hear me out. I used to always hear the advice of like the 3-date rule, the 5-date rule, like don't sleep with a guy too early or he's not going to take you seriously, blah, 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 blah. And me and my like sense of justice was like, well, that's not fair, look, because he's doing it too. And if he's going to judge me for that, then that's not someone I want to be with anyway. So like just as well, blah, blah, blah. I still agree with that stance, but I think that I do actually really encourage the 3-5, however many date rule until you actually get to know someone on a deeper level, because withholding on that will show you a man's true character much faster.
Okay, so now she's saying that, she never really liked that whole 3-date rule or whatever, because she figures like certain guys are, hooking up with girls. So why is it okay for them to do it and not her to do it and all that other good stuff, right? But she's also saying that if you hold out on sex, you're going to know a guy's true character. Right now, what you ladies have to understand is this, is that the only type of guy who is going to wait for sex is a guy who can't get sex, right? So meaning a weak dude who's going to chase you because he has no options, right? And so therefore what you're actually doing is you're dating a guy that you don't actually like and that you're not sexually attracted to, which is why you're waiting. You understand? See, a lot of times you come up with this idea that I'm waiting to get to know him and to see if there's that chemistry and so forth and so on. But you ladies know that, there's guys that you met that you were sexually attracted to and that you either had sex with on the first date or by the second date, or you had sex with them quickly. Why? Because you were sexually attracted to them. But let's continue.
When you're quite a few dates in and you have not been physical or slept with a guy, you can watch how they react to wanting something, to frustration, to not getting what they want immediately. For the most part, I've been a 5+ date rule or it just never happens. And it wasn't like an intentional, like I'm withholding this so that he takes me seriously, but more so just like I don't know this person that well and I don't really feel comfortable or I don't really feel pulled or drawn to do that with this person yet.
Now, I'm stopping it there because what I want you ladies to understand is that when you say things like this, what you're doing is you're lying to yourself, which means that you are not seeing the real issue here, right? What happens is she's saying, oh, well, I don't really know this person. I got to get to know him and all this other stuff. And like I said earlier, there were guys in your past that you met, you didn't get to know that well, and you hooked up with them. Why? Because you were sexually attracted to them. These guys that you're holding off on, you're doing this because you're not really into them. And what happens is that there's a power dynamic where you're dealing with this guy who's weak. And she was saying that dudes will get frustrated. And the reason why they're getting frustrated is because, again, they're the guys with no options. And you have this power over them because you know that they want you sexually. But you have them there. Why? Because you feel good about somebody wanting you that bad, even though deep down you don't want them. But let's continue.
And I can tell you that every time I have kind of been on the fence, like almost getting there around that 5-date mark, and I have withheld, I have received a piece of glaring evidence that this is not someone that I want to move forward with or be physical with ever. It usually shows up like them purposely trying to get me drunk and pressure me into it. And then I'm immediately aware that this is not a person that I'm safe with. And thank God I didn't do it earlier on before the pressure had built up, before he was chasing it, before he felt frustrated, because I would not have seen that side of him for probably a long time. Example.
So now it's not a good thing that these guys were trying to lick her up to, get her drunk and, make these things happen. That is not a good thing. But the underlying problem is that you ladies need to stop dating guys that you don't like. You understand what I'm saying? Stop dating guys that you don't like. Because what happens is when you keep dating guys that you don't like, you're going to string them along, and then you're going to have issues like this that you don't want. And see, what you have to understand is the reason why you're dating these guys that you don't like is because you're scared to actually put yourself in a position to date a guy you do like, because a lot of the guys that you dated that you do like, you had sex with those guys and those guys left you. So now you feel scared to date the guy you're sexually attracted to because you think the next guy you date that you're sexually attracted to is going to leave you like the last guy you were sexually attracted to. So this is why you deal with these guys who you're not really feeling, because you feel like you can control the situation because you're scared. But let's continue.
One time I was on a fourth date with a guy. I had already told him explicitly that I wanted to move slow and I was not ready to progress things physically. We had a few drinks. I think we were at a concert. We went for drinks first, then a concert. And he made a comment about going home together. I said, no, not happening tonight. After the concert, I said, I should go home. I'm drunk. He said, let's just go for one more place. I want to spend more time with you. We had 2 or 3 more drinks and he tried to come home with me again. When I said, no, I'm going home, he got annoyed and said, I can't believe I just bought you more drinks then. Another example, more recently, I was going on dates with a guy. I had already made it pretty clear that I was not ready to progress things physically. We're on our 4th or 5th date. And at the beginning of the date, we had a conversation about how often we go out, what our alcohol tolerance is, kind of joking around. I have a kind of high tolerance. I would say like 7-8 drinks on a night. I'm good. I'm drunk. And he bought me exactly 7 drinks and then continued to pressure me to bring him home to my place to meet my dog. And then funnily enough, I actually ran into him again that weekend and he offered to buy me and my friend a drink. And then I could tell he was trying to suss out the vibes as to whether I was drunk enough to go home with him or whether I would. And when I made it clear I wouldn't, he didn't even buy me a drink. So my point being, I do encourage the 3 to 5 plus, I would say honestly 6 to 8 date rule, but it's not so that he takes you seriously. It's so that you are protecting yourself from people that are not safe for you.
So this is the thing. You ladies know you don't have to have sex with anybody that you don't want to have sex with. The problem is, this is not about meeting guys and seeing and trying to feel them out to see if you like them to get comfortable to have sex. Because you ladies know that when you're attracted to a guy sexually, it does not take you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a million dates for sex to happen. So again, like I said, the reason why waiting for, dealing with a guy and waiting to have sex with him is ruining your, dating life is because what you're essentially doing is you're dating guys you don't like because you have fear of actually dating men you do like. Because the men you do like, you're going to be sexually attracted to those guys. And you're going to want to have sex with those guys. And then you're scared that after y'all have sex, he won't call you again. He's going to ghost you. So this whole thing of waiting is just you trying to cope with the fact that you can't handle dating men that you like. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to get rejected. I always tell you ladies that your rejection is on the back end. A man's rejection is on the front end. A guy approaches you, you're not interested. You tell him, no, I'm not interested. That's his rejection. Usually your rejection is what? The guy takes you out, you hang out, you get together, you have sex, and he never calls you again. That's your rejection. So you ladies are scared of getting rejected by guys that you do like. So what you do is that you find these guys you don't like, go on a bunch of dates with them. They want to have sex with you. And then you're frustrated when you're having issues with these guys. So ladies, this is what you got to do. Stop lying to yourselves. You understand? Stop lying. Be real. Have situations that you really want to be in. Stop being scared of the guy not calling you back. And then when you date another man, date a man that you actually like. So you don't got to go through these playing games and lying to yourself about, oh, I'm just trying to get comfortable. Because understand, the guy that you really, really were sexually attracted to, he didn't have to take you on 6 or 7 dates for sex to happen, right? So why are you dating this guy where that is the issue? So ladies, listen, when you're ready to stop playing games, DM me, Get this coaching so you can stop wasting time in your dating lives.